Okay, welcome. So the artifact that I chose was a pretty basic one that I use as a regular assignment for my class. It's called Reading Response, and basically students are asked to read a text and to respond to specific questions that are either fact-based or interpretive, requiring their judgments and producing evidence for them. And they're normally a minor regular grade throughout the semester. So in terms of it being scaffolded, this is one of the lower level grades, and the grading rubric, my nitpickiness with looking over them, it's kept low, and the goal is that they've done it and that they've done it, reasonably competently. I can look at it and I can see that they've read the text and that they've thought about what I've asked them to thought about. And beyond that, I'm not too much concerned because it provides a foundation for discussion and then ultimately exams and quizzes and so on. So, what I've made it into is this kind of multi-layered assignment that is focused on two things, much more than a regular reading response. Number one is interactivity, or maybe three things: interactivity between students. Number two, just utilizing different technologies and different platforms. And then number three, making it into a more formal writing assignment where I'm really expecting them to write a polished piece of writing, and multiple stages of revision and so on. What's influenced it in the process of redesigning and how it works now? I think two main things. One, just my desire to develop assignments that need involve group activities, involve greater student interactions, and thinking about how that might, engage them more. Some other considerations that are crucial. Number one, I think the idea of scaffolding in terms of really, you've got one overall assignment, but essentially how can it be broken down into subsections and basically into different activities? I don't think as a professor normally in terms of activities. I typically think in terms of content. Today we're going to talk about these themes or this content. To think about activities is a kind of whole new way of me thinking about things for now and the future. And then I would say the other thing is basically the use of the technology, which two things. Number one, Blackboard just not particularly user-friendly, not terribly engaging compared to, say, lots of social media formats that are implicitly designed to be engaging. And, I typically think of the technology as either inhibiting or as gimmicky. And I'm not interested in throwing technology in there for the sake of gimmick. But I think that in an online format, this technology can almost become a necessity in help trying to recreate some of the things that are lost in the classroom. They become a kind of second best, and maybe even necessary to compensate for some of the shortcomings of having a straightforward kind of either lecture or Socratic discussion. Yeah, so those are my key concerns. Yep. Thank you much.